Welcome back to the Knowledgeable Podcast, episode 15. This is Vance. Anything I say or do is not financial advice, or anything I do in here is not to go out and do. I am just trying to have fun and also get some real estate deals off of this. I am a real estate agent, so you might see my contact information on below if you're trying to buy or sell in PA. Or if you're an investor, I love speaking to investors, we can talk too. But getting started, the stock market was down this week, which is great news for my portfolio, but not great news for a lot of other people's portfolios. It really still isn't great news for my portfolio because it needs to go down a lot more. But again, I'm not trying to support it to go down, but after what Jamie Dimon is potentially doing, which he's going to sell over $140 million worth of JP Morgan stock, and he's been at JP Morgan as a CEO or executive for like over 18 years. He has never sold a single share. At least that's what I was told. So that is concerning news. And you may people say, "Oh well, CEOs and executives, they sell all the time." Yes, but when a guy doesn't sell a single share for the last 18 years, unless you count stock options that he got year prior, yeah. And he owns 8.6 million shares, and he's about to sell 1 million of those shares. That's worrisome. Now you may say, he's a fearmonger. If I was a fearmonger, I would tell you that the stock market would never come back. It's going to drop more than a dropper. It's going to drop and drop and drop. Okay? That's what I'd be saying. I can show you guys' tweets that say that all the time, and they shoot themselves in the foot. You know why? Because they're dumber than dumb. Okay? I mean, I can show you guys, I can't stand when they speak, too, because I know exactly what happens. Now, today, it didn't happen that way, but usually when this one guy tweets, he's a lawyer. I don't know what the hell the guy does, but if I remember correctly, he's a lawyer, and he sells land. It's really weird what the hell the guy does, but he's terrible at stock trading. I mean, I'm pretty bad, but then you see this guy, and he's just 20 times worse. I mean, at least he has the guts to try. I'll give him that. At least he has the guts to try. But this guy is unbelievable. He tweets something, and he's been put in the market for generations, I swear. I mean, this guy just talks about puts. Never a call in his life. I mean, this guy just puts. Options are basically where you want the stock or a company, whatever, or an ETF, whatever, to basically go down. Okay, it's a long story, and you're not going to get it. So that's the best thing that I can basically tell you. And that's basically what he wants. There's more to it than just that. I could explain it, and it probably would go over your head. And I have trouble explaining things, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea. But basically, it's you buy an option, and it's a contract, not a literal contract. Like, you don't have to sign any pieces of paper. Maybe back in the olden days, but not anymore. It's all online, and I mean, yeah. And you basically have the option to, well, you have a strike price. Listen, I'm not going to explain it because you're not going to get it. I'm sorry to say, most of you won't, and it's nothing against you. I don't blame you. It's when I first learned it, I was like, what? But I'm a lot different than most people now, so I at least understand it. Am I good at it? No. So yeah. So no, but yeah, this guy, he just, I don't know, he's just odd. He's not odd. He just, when he tweets something, a lot of times stock market goes down usually. I don't know what it is, but he's just terrible. I think what it is that he just comes out of nowhere. and says the market's going down. I'm so excited. The bills aren't coming back. What? What? And then the bulls come back, and I'm like, this guy. I used to follow him because I actually believed a lot of shit he said in the beginning. And I was like, this guy's always wrong. Why am I even sitting here following him? I think what it was that I was shorting the market at the time, and I always wanted him to be right. The guy never was right. So, you know, I hit the unfollow button. But I always see his tweets because this other guy tweets about him all the time. Sorry. Listen, I'm not bashing the guy. I'm not even going to name his name because you wouldn't even know who the heck he is. But he's probably a nice guy. And I know he's a very good expert on land. So if you ever want to buy land, talk to him. But again, I'm not giving him his name out because I'm not going to make him look like a fool. Because I'm not any smarter. So, but again, I will tell you this. He probably is a very smart guy because he's a very smart guy in land. And so you're not going to be smart in everything. But that's something he's smart at. So I would definitely talk to him if you want to buy land. But I think he does most of his dealings in Arizona. So I don't... Excuse me. I don't know if you'll be able to speak to him. Unless you're in that area. Nevada, Arizona. I think that's where he got a lot of his land. I don't know. Oklahoma. I don't know. He's all over. So maybe in PA or wherever you're watching. I don't know. Who knows? But that's that. I know I went on a tangent on that one. Sorry, I just do that a lot, and I really don't care, to be honest with you. I just thought it was funny that he actually got something right this time. Sort of. No, so the other big story is, of course, the Israeli war, which I think we did touch a little bit on last time. I know it's been a while. It's been almost 2 weeks. Terrible of me. I might be the dumber and dumber of the week. Not posting as much. But no. Israel and... I don't even know who the hell they're against. I don't know if they're against Hamas or the Palestinian. I don't even know. I really don't care, to be honest with you. All I know is I'm going to make money off of it, which is sad. It's really sad to say that I even have to say that. I'm going to make money off of the war. Ugh. I hate saying that. You know, I really do. You know why? Because it's sickening to me that some scumbag, you know, or not really a scumbag, but that, well, actually, yeah, these scumbags, these governments, not the people. I'm tired of hearing all the, Israel is a terrible country. No. The Israeli government. Say the government at the end, and then you get a tango. You got to get a tango going. Okay? But the government, they're amazing. They're just beautiful. I've never seen more of a beautiful thing in my life. They're terrible. Absolutely terrible. If you ever see a politician, right, and they're doing bad in polls, they send you the war. You know, Netanyahu wasn't even born in Israel. And the guy's your prime minister. I mean, the guy went to Cheltenham High School. I mean, come on. That's where he graduated. The guy lived in America, and he's over there running Israel. I mean, this is hilarious. This guy's been running that country since he's probably been like 5, and he's been running the country. No, I'm joking. But it's just terrible. I mean, it's absolutely terrible. I mean, listen. No offense to anybody that loves him. You know, he's probably a nice guy, but he's terrible. He sent them to war. It's just absolutely terrible. The guy, really. I mean, I don't even get it. I don't get it no more. I really don't get these governments. I really don't. Like, we don't have money to build bridges, but we have money to go to war. I just think it's funny. No, it's not even funny. It's not funny. I think it's sad. That's a better word. I think it's sad that, you know, again, I hate spending money. I hate when the government spends money. Okay? Just the word spending money from the government is very irritating to me. Okay? Stupidly. Okay, Medicare, Social Security, maybe. Okay, fine. I can live with that. But because it makes sense. I mean, what are you going to do? Just send everybody off to nowhere's land? No, but that makes sense. But this other stuff, let's send $200 billion to Ukraine, $100 billion to Israel. Next, let's send $1 billion to Joe Biden's family. Listen, you people are dumb. I'm sorry to say this. But you really believe that money over in Ukraine stays in Ukraine? You guys are funny. A lot of that money, I actually did find out if you actually watch 60 Minutes, and they're somewhat honest, honestly. Which is hard to find. But they admitted that a lot of that money is actually being held by small businesses. Now, the reason why I took a pause there is because when I heard that, I was like, what? Now, what do you mean by small businesses? Do you mean that Joe Biden has a small business? His son has a business over there. It could be small. Maybe he has over 500 employees. I don't know. But I doubt it. Well, maybe he's actually smart. He was pretty smart on how to steal stuff and almost get away with it. Maybe he's smart. I don't know. And the guy's pretty dumb, but, he's Hunter Biden. So what can I tell you? No, I mean, the guy sits there, does this thing, da 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 da, whatever. But my point is that they're sending money over to Ukraine, and a lot of that money is going to worthless things, like helping small businesses. But I bet you most of those small businesses are really politicians. Because what I found out is that FTX, if you know what FTX is, which was the crypto company that did collapse, they actually were money laundering money from Ukraine that was sent over to Ukraine to go into donations into politicians' campaign funds. So no wonder almost every single politician wanted money to be sent to Ukraine, because it benefited them in the long run. First of all, by their business that is over in Ukraine. Second of all, first of all, by their campaigns, because they're going to get free money. Second of all, by their small businesses, which I know a lot of them own. They didn't tell you that, did they? Did they tell you that in politician school? No. They didn't tell you that. You know why? Because they don't want you to know. These guys, if you look at Mitt Romney, a fraud. He's a fraud. I don't like Trump. No wonder. You've been getting lobbyist money since 1984. Oh, wait. That's when you started. No, I'm joking. I don't know exactly when the guy started, but he's been in Congress for more years than I think I've been alive. Jeez. No, I really don't know. He might have only been there for 15 years. Jeez, that's... Ugh. Wow. I don't know. But he's an interesting cat. Okay, he's an interesting guy and dangerous guy. He's an evildoer, what can I tell you? And you people like him. I don't get it. Why do you like a guy that says that he's nice? He's not nice. What are you talking about? Oh, he's nice. You hate Trump because he speaks the truth. Why? Because he says some stuff that you know is true, and he's just a brashy guy. That's why you don't like him. Listen, I'm not saying that you should like him. I'm not saying everything he did in his presidency was great. It was not. Okay? But foreign policy wise, let me tell you, he was probably one of the best foreign policy presidents of all time. And I'm being serious. Like, I'm not like joking around. You can look at what he did. Was there any wars started? In the 21st century, he was the best foreign policy president ever. Ever. So far. There was no wars started. There might have been wars continued, but no wars started under Trump. He actually was the reason why we went out of Afghanistan, but Joe Biden did it very poorly. I'm not talking about more like Joe Biden, but I'm talking about his bureaucrats. Excuse me. You know who made money off of the weapons, I bet you? I can only bet you because I've seen movies, and have you ever seen... Shoot. Lord of War, I think it's called. It has Nicolas Cage in it. Or it stars him, I should say. I think it's called Lord of War. Yeah, it's an interesting movie. But basically, a lot of war guys can make a lot of money by arms dealing. It's terrible. But I bet you a lot of that $80 billion that was left over in Ukraine, which probably was a lot more in weapons, actually got in the hands of the Lord of War. Like those guys that sell weapons to people. And they probably made billions. It's terrible. It's honestly terrible. But that's our tax dollar money. That's ours. And if we did that, you know what would happen? We'd be arrested. Yeah. We own a piece of that, and those scumbags just was like, snotch, shallow. They made all this money. This is what happens when you have politicians running stuff. And you don't have a businessman running stuff. If you had a businessman like Trump, and listen, I'm not saying Trump was a great businessman. Never did in my life. Even though I think he was decent. I think he was decent. Yeah. I mean, he turned $1 million into $3 billion, but okay. Now they're fighting in court and saying he inflated his assets. Like every other real estate person doesn't do that. It's hard to say you inflate assets. What do you mean? When you appraise something, I mean, really, I'm being honest. Like, I get it. Maybe, I'm not saying he didn't inflate anything, but they're trying to say that Trump Tower, now I don't know all the facts, but that Trump Tower somehow is like only worth like 30 million or something crazy. Or maybe I heard that report wrong, I don't know. But if that is true, I'm sorry, you're dumb. You're in New York City. Stupid. I'm not even an agent up there, and I can tell you, that building is worth in the hundreds of millions. Doesn't matter. Unless there's like structural damage that I don't know about, and maybe there is, I don't know, then maybe it's not. But there's no way that building is not worth at least $100 million. At least. Probably even more than that. Now, I'm not going to say it's worth $1 billion because there's a lot of those buildings are not worth that. But that property is probably worth $100 million. Without a doubt. Easily. Excuse me. It just easily is. Like, you're not going to see someone be able to go buy that place for $50 million. No way. Sorry, just not happening. Unless, like, there's just total structural damage that is just terrible and they have to demolish the building. Which I don't believe they're doing. So first of all, if that is a true report, well, the judge or the person that collected the evidence, I know it wasn't the judge, but the person that collected the evidence, stupid. They're dumber than dumb, okay? They might be the dumber than dumb of the week, okay? And that's a new thing we're doing on the show, the dumber and dumb of the week. I actually had Kyle Schwarber as the dumber than dumb of the week because of what he said after the NLCS game, but Game 7 game. But he played well, so I'll give him a break. He played all right, I should say. Yeah. So, that said, I don't know much about the Trump case in New York, but I know a lot of that stuff, 80% of the case is a bunch of baloney. Even the judge, who's a Democrat, which I just think is stupid. I really do. I don't, it's not even that he's a Democrat. I just don't like the guy because it wouldn't even matter, even if he was a Republican. He's just a dumb guy. I'm sorry. You're gouging a guy because you don't like what he says outside the court. Now, listen, I'm not a judge, so maybe I would have done that for the safety of, the other people, or the jury, I should say. I don't even know if there is a jury. But if there is, I mean, maybe that just because he says some stuff and he might pop out their names, then maybe that's why. If that is the reason, then okay, fine. But some of the stuff that this judge has done is just kind of crazy, okay? And I'm just blown away. But maybe the judge, of course, can do it. I mean, it's all legal, I would assume. But whatever. Excuse me. It's just a bunch of politics, and it's a bunch of baloney. So, excuse me. Just a way to distract you, honestly. Just like I'm doing right now. But no, so that's Trump. Again, I don't know much about the case, so I probably really shouldn't be speaking about it. But I know they were arguing about inflated real estate values, even though I know every single other real estate mogul there is doing the same exact thing. So, in New York, it's like I'm not an idiot, really not. They just caught this guy because he happened to disagree with the world elites. Oh, like really? That's really stupid. I mean, we inflated the asset values. Wait a second. I just thought of something. If they're going to say that he inflated asset values, then how can they say... I probably should... Hold on. How can they say a piece of paper is worth anything? Like they do of the money that the fiat current... It's not even money. It's fiat currency that we hold. And we pass around or whatever we do with it. Usually we buy things. How can we... Isn't that inflating an asset? Or is that not an asset? Maybe it's not an asset. So that's how they can do it. These guys are good. I gotta give it to them. They're pretty good. I wouldn't call it an asset, but, whatever. But here's my problem. Like, listen. If he did inflate it, okay. And you're telling me every other Joe in New York didn't do the same exact thing or doesn't do the same exact thing. I would have done it. Really. If I was a real estate mogul, which I will be, I would have done that. If I could do that legally, I would have done that. The problem is we have these educated academicia, as I like to call them, academicia. They think they have, I have a PhD in education. Congratulations. Listen, I know people that do, and they're a lot smarter than these idiots that are running the country. Let me tell you, I'd rather have them that are running a school. I know someone that's running a school that is way smarter than these clowns combined than these idiots that are running this country. She would do a lot better job than these idiots. A lot better job. These clowns. I have a PhD. I went to Yale. I know someone that went to Yale that's a lot smarter than your ass, and he don't have no PhD. So let me tell you that. How the hell did you get your PhD? What did you get it from a? What did you buy it for $50,000 or something? Like Bill Gates bought his software. Jeez. As you can tell, I'm not a big PhD guy. You can buy a PhD offline. I mean, Dr. Seuss did. He's not even a doctor. And you all call him Dr. Seuss. Even I do. Doesn't even have his doctorate. He just put a doctor on it so it made him look like he was better. He's a pretty smart guy. Now that's intelligence, which isn't good. No, I didn't go to college, and everyone that went to college, I hope for the best for them. I'm really serious. I'm not joking. Like, I'm really serious. I really do, because I know it's going to be tough for them. Not all of them. If they're going to school for engineering, they'll have a decent, okay job. They may not like it, but they'll have an okay job. A doctor, okay. Lawyer, okay. Won't be great, but it's okay. Those type of things I understand. I have cousins that are going to college or did and are still in for physical therapy. Yeah, they'll make something, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. The problem is that you can have a job, right? But it depends on where you put the money. Or, I'm sorry, the fiat currency. So, what do you buy with that? And that's where people forget. That's where they go, they just they fall in this trap. Because they see all this consumeristic stuff online from all these ads. Oh my gosh, Selena Gomez, she has this, she's wearing this beautiful, beautiful spray. I need to buy it. And that's what happens. I mean, these guys are really smart. If I was a business owner, which technically I am, but that's a whole other story. If I was a business owner, I would have done that. I mean, that's just how smart, these guys are. And it's mostly guys, and women. They're very smart, let me tell you. But they do this, and then you clowns buy their products. I don't, but you do. When you go to CVS, the only person you're making richer are the shareholders of CVS. And I thank you. When you go to PayPal and use PayPal, the only people you're making richer are idiots like me. But right now you're not. You know why? Because the stock price is going down. I thank you. I hope it goes to 40. I'll buy loads. If you go to Disney, I thank you also. But right now, again, the stock price is actually going sideways. Maybe you guys could go there a little bit more so we can get some actual share price in this thing. No, I'm not blaming you guys. I'm blaming the Disney. Disney's a terrible company right now. Excuse me. They have to rebrand themselves. I've done some research in Disney. I'm being serious. I've actually done research. I spent a couple hours of researching them, and what I've realized is that everything that they have problems with is actually because of them. It's not like it's because, sometimes people have problems, and yeah, it's because of them, but really, it's half because of them and half because of some other reason, right? Oh, a thing got knocked down because of a windstorm or whatever. No. Their problem is because of them. They went too woke. When I see a company go woke, I'm like, what's the name of the company? I might want to buy some. I didn't buy Bud Light because the Bud Light is owned. You can't physically buy Bud Light stock. You actually have to buy the parent company of Bud Light. And the parent company of Bud Light is doing just fine. So I wasn't going to buy it. Let's go buy them. Now I bought Target because Target's a beautiful company. When people said, oh, they're terrible, I was like, thank you. And I just went buy. And the rest of the way is all merry. No, I'm losing. Excuse me. PayPal went kind of woke, but also because they were overvalued. Now they're kind of fairly valued, I would actually argue. I would recommend you buy it. Excuse me, I didn't say anything. Don't tell the SEC. No, don't buy the stock because they own it. Really, I'm serious. Don't buy it. Please don't. You'd be a dummy to buy it. Okay? Sell it. I'd be glad if you sold it. Okay? To be honest with you. Because then I could buy more shares. I haven't yet because I'm waiting for a better price. I think 50's not bad where it's kind of at right now. But I don't know. Maybe I'll buy some more here. I don't know. We'll see. What's next on the agenda? I know, I'm just jumping all over the place like a person. Crazy person. Oh, yeah, the real estate market. Yeah, I just thought about the real estate market, yeah. I guess we did talk about the real estate market last week. So the real estate market is kind of all over the place. Of course, it's... At one point I was hearing it's going back up, but then I heard it's not. I think you have to understand, the real estate market is all in different areas, is going up, going down, and it's kind of crazy, but that's just how every market is. I'm going to be honest with you, from podcasts I've listened to, and I really hate to say this because I do have a buyer client maybe. I really hate to say this, I really do. I don't recommend buying right now. Or if you do, if I was your agent, I would lowball the bleep out of the price. Or, I'm sorry, out of the offer. Again, don't do what I do. I really would. Because if it's a property, again, it depends on the deal. And this is what every agent and every person's going to tell you. I'm not giving you advice. I really legally can't give you advice unless we have a, talk. But just from what I've heard from other agents, and from other people, I've came to the conclusion that right now is not a great time to buy unless you find a property that's been on the market for 3 months. That's out of the ordinary. I mean, we were having houses being sold in 2 days. I mean, my grandfather's house got sold in like a week. They had like 30 offers. I'm serious. I mean, they literally had 30 offers in literally a week. I mean, that's how fast. And my family member of mine that was running everything, he had to, look for all the offers, and he found one that he thought was really good for us, and that's what he went with. But I mean, that's how quick these deals were. And I mean, some of these deals were getting done even faster than that. Like there was things getting done in on the weekends. Not on the weekends, because title companies, insurance, whatever. But things were getting done so quickly that in 3 days or 2 days, they're already at the offer table. They're already at this place. They already accepted the offer. Now they're trying to get the closing down, sign all the papers. Excuse me. And I still think some of that's what's happening. But I think it's slowly, and I've seen it through the MLS. I've seen a couple of properties, that are in the same shape as before that were, and, you look at other properties that were selling in 5 days, now they're starting to sell, coming back. That's concerning for people that are trying to sell. So right now, if I was you, I would try to sell if you're trying to sell. I mean, really. But that's up to you. I don't know. You would have to look at your situation. You would have to look at your deal. Because everyone has a different situation, right? So, you could be selling because a family member passed away. You could be selling because you're trying to move to a different house. I don't know. So it really depends on how your situation is, on what you should do. I'm not telling you shouldn't sell or you should sell. I don't know, because I don't know you and I don't know your situation at this time. Okay? So, again, you would have to speak to me and we could figure something out. If I don't know it, then I'll have to get you to someone else. But again, I am a PA agent. I do know a lot of New Jersey agents. So if you ever need anybody from New Jersey, you can also talk to me too. I can get you someone to there also. And they'd be very happy to take it, let me tell you. But yes, I don't know your situation. I'm just telling you from an insider / newbie looking in, and has been looking at this industry for a little while now, for about a year, and now finally becoming like an insider more. That's something I would look at. But again, it really depends on your situation. So, like, I'm not telling you should go sell right now. I don't know your situation. Don't do what I say. I don't know. I could be a complete idiot. But I wouldn't be surprised if your house is not sold right away. It's not going to be sold in 5 days. It just isn't. Because people can't afford the mortgage. Now, some houses are still going to be sold in 5 days, of course. I mean, you're always going to have that one house that does that. But it's really not going to as much. It's going to slowly come back. Okay, I'm not saying tomorrow, every house, no. I think there's still more houses being sold like that. I don't know. I haven't totally fully looked at it all. I would have to look at it again. But the housing prices are not going back up. They're coming back down. Could they rebound? Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing recently that some of them are rebounding, which is kind of amazing to me. But, it happens. I just think people are in a bind right now because you have to understand, 10% of the country is spending on student loans again, okay? And that doesn't include if those 10% of the country doesn't need extra help. Because if that 10% of the country also needs extra help, then we could be talking about 20-30% of the country. And that's a lot bigger percentage, and that could be a bigger situation at hand. And that's what people really aren't speaking about right now. And that's part of the reason why this market's going down, because they realize that. Okay? And the other problem is a lot of people are starting to not be able to pay their mortgage as much or as fast or whatever. Because a lot of people what they're not talking about is credit card debt. Credit card debt is at this record high situation. Now, I understand you can go bankrupt on that, so it's not as big of a situation as people think. But it's still a big situation because there's people out there that don't realize that. So they're going to just keep paying it. Again, I don't know what's best for you. So don't come to me and be like, he said it. He said my house wouldn't be sold. I should sell. No. I don't know your situation. Your situation could be terrible. I don't know. Your situation could be great. That could mean either situation could mean sell or buy. I don't know. Or sell or really sell or not really sell. I don't know. Okay? I don't know your situation, so don't do what I say. I'm just giving you what I would be doing for me. Not for you. For me. Again, I don't own a property, but I'm just saying, for me, from an insider looking in, from a guy that's been speaking to agents in the last couple of weeks, months, whatever, just what I kind of look at, If you want to get the best price, you probably should start selling that. Is basically what I'm saying. But I'm not saying you are going to. Because there's properties right now on the market right now that are not selling as fast. It's just what it is. The market's slowing. And you people don't realize this. A lot of you people don't realize the market's not slowing. Yeah, it is. It is slowing. It's going to slow. That's what happens. Sometimes it's good, okay? Especially in the real estate market. This isn't reality. Properties being sold in 5 days is not reality. It's not. It's not normal. So don't be surprised because the supply is slowly creeping up. It's not exploding, but it's slowly creeping. When I mean it's slowly, it's really slow. It's not fast, but it's slowly creeping up. And that's what's slowly making the market go down. Coming back to reality. You like that song, Reality? I don't know how to sing it. But, if you do, good for you. Just what it is. You people don't understand. That's just what it is. This is not normal. What the stock market did is not normal also. You have to understand. People had free money like it was candy. They got it out of thin air from the government. Free money, free money, free money. And all that money is now slowly being drained out of their bank accounts and out of their CDs and Syria bond and blah, 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 blah. Wherever the heck they had it, it's now being drained. Through student loans, through this, through that, so zoob, za, zoo. Okay? The only place that's really saving this economy right now is the Inflation Reduction Act, and it's really construction. Okay? And some, machinery jobs and in infrastructure type jobs per se. That's kind of what's saving this market. But it's not really going to save it because as much as people want it to, I'm not saying there's going to be a recession. That's not what I'm saying, even though I really do think there will be. I just don't know when. But, excuse me. Sorry. But again, I don't know where this market's going. I don't think it's going up, is my point. The stock market maybe, but the real estate market, no. It may come back up. The only reason why the stock market went back up was because of, earnings, and two, was because there was, they like to say because of interest rates. They pumped the stock market up for $400 billion. That's really what happened. But, we'll back up and say, didn't happen. That's what we'll say. We'll say in the corner, that didn't happen. Yes, it did. But, can't say that out loud, right? Yes, you can. You can say whatever you want, but that's just the truth. Sorry, that's what happened. When the banks were failing, when the regional banks were failing, the Fed was running like Usain Bolt to try to figure this situation, and they said, whoa, if we just give them money, that will solve everything. And guess what happened? In the short term, yes, it did. We give them fake money, it will solve it, right? They really didn't, but kind of did. In the moment, it did. That's all that matters. We're the Federal Reserve. When you're in trouble, we give you fake money, baby. But remember, you have to pay it back. These guys are good, I gotta tell them. We should work for the Federal Reserve, let me tell you. Be a great, interesting job. That'd be kind of interesting. Yeah. Those guys. Jerome Powell. Jerome is a homie. Let me tell you. But yeah, I listen. I don't know. I know a lot. I went on a big tangent today. I'm probably gonna get off soon because this has gone pretty long. But I wanted to make a video, and listen, it might not be the greatest video. I really don't care. But yeah, that's basically what's going on. If you understood where I was going, okay. These videos aren't scripted, so I don't want them to be. Every YouTube guy, you have to have a scripted video. Good. That's not how my YouTube channel works. It's not scripted. I don't go in there with a script saying, Okay, we looked at that. Check. Okay, we went through that. Check. Okay, we said that. Check. No, I don't do that. It's just me and who I am, and this is what happens. Problem is, video quality is not the greatest. I don't care. I really don't. I mean, what am I supposed to care about? I like it, so it doesn't matter to me. And if YouTube's fine with it, I'm fine with it. You know? That's how it works. So yeah, I mean, I don't care. It's what's going on in the world today. And we just have to live it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, the other thing is I bought someone Raytheon. Interesting company. Yeah, that company is interesting. The reason why it's up is actually kind of funny you ask. Well, when I bought it, I'll tell you why it's up. It isn't because of the war. It's up. Well, before a while when I bought it was up because of the war. But, excuse me. The reason why it went up even higher is actually because they did a $10 billion repurchasing of shares. So people, I guess, bought it, and of course they're buying the shares back, so that's why it's up. So I guess I should say thank you to Raytheon's board. Thank you, Raytheon. You're a genius today. But don't buy Raytheon because they're doing a repurchasing of shares. No. Again, the reason why I bought it for the person was because I wanted them to be in worse stocks. One, because I was like, well, we're going to war, so might as well make money off of it. Why not? Because it's easy to get love to make money off of war, which I think is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I mean, really. These politicianaires, as they like to call themselves, we should just call them commercial monglers. Because that's what they really should be called. Commercial guys. You know, you see it, they have all their commercials lined up. He's a dangerous guy. And then in the background, they're friends. You know, I mean, really, these politicians are very smart because, and they get away with stuff. I mean, I made a joke today saying, why don't I give money to these politicians? I should be their lobbyist. I get whatever I want. I mean, really, if I was a lobbyist, okay, and I understand the biggest lobbyists are teachers' unions, but let me be honest. The federal teachers' unions are terrible. They don't support teachers. Really. The local teachers' unions, yes, they support the teachers. But the federal teachers' unions, forget about it. They're like looking at a corrupt face, okay? I mean, that's what they are. I mean, really. I mean, absolutely corrupt. But I'm serious. I mean, why shouldn't you? I mean, we should just lobby the government. I mean, I think that's the greatest thing. We should just give politicians money. And then we get free stuff. Right? These lobbyists get all the free stuff. They get free tax breaks. They get to change the laws. We would get the same thing. Maybe if we gave them money, we would get our freedom of speech back, this right back, and this right, or oh yes, privacy back. That would actually go before freedom of speech, and this is the reason, because I still think we have somewhat of freedom of speech. Then it would be freedom of speech, but privacy. You know, the NSA is watching this. Oh yeah, they're great guys, what can I tell you? Oh yeah, I had a joke for them today. They probably were laughing. The NSA are great guys. and girls and gals, whatever. They sit there and watch us. Yeah, come on, guys, relax. Listen, we understand you're watching. We get it. Why don't you watch someone else sometimes? Jesus. Why don't you get a room? You know? Like, why don't you go somewhere else? Stop watching us. Go to, like, I don't know. Go to Bill Gates' island and watch his ass. Stop watching me. Yeah, I don't want you to see that. Get away. You know? You're not my fans. You're just the NSA. You watch everybody. You're like everyone's fans. You know, we're like famous to the NSA. You know, the NSA like makes us famous. You know that? I mean, I think it's amazing. Because they're watching us and they're making us more famous. The problem is they just don't give us views. It's terrible. And they can't like the video. Jeez. But they're making us famous. They're like our fans. That's why they love to watch us. Because the FBI and the NSA, they love watching us. You know why? And the CIA, they love watching us because we are the biggest celebrities they've ever seen. I mean, really. We are the biggest celebrities. That's why they love watching us. So thank you, NSA, for supporting us and destroying this country. Thank you. It's terrible. But seriously, I mean, the NSA is a terrible country. Terrible country. They are their own country, right? No, but no. To be completely honest with you, I just think that we should get our lobby the politicians, and we'd be able to get privacy again, because if we lobby them, then we would be the ones giving them money, and then we could say, just go look at all these guys. Stop watching us. What are you watching us for? Why does Meta and Google want to watch us so much? What's wrong with them? Is there something wrong with us? Jesus. Terrible. Yeah, I mean, Google, jeez. I know we're on the Google platform. They're gonna Google. I hope Google continues to go down, because I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy a share. Oh yeah, a share. 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 Yeah. But no, I probably should get off. I said I was gonna get off. Now I'm definitely getting off. So this was the Knowledgeable Podcast, episode 15. And basically, I'm a real estate agent in PA, Pennsylvania. And of course, as you can tell, I can talk your ear off. But listen, if you want to buy, sell, or you're an investor, contact me at the information below. And you have to like, subscribe, and comment. And as some of these clowns say, dislike. I don't care. Okay? Whatever it does, whatever it makes the system do better, I don't care. You can dislike. I don't care. Hit the dislike button. Ding. Listen, it makes me famouser. Okay? I don't care. Have the NSA like or dislike the button. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, the NSA loves us. I mean, they're always watching us. I mean, we're famous to them. They see us in a Wawa. Well, here they are, Here we are. I'm Vance, I'm the famous guy that you always are seeing. Geez, the NSA gotta back off sometimes. That's the NSA. They're dangerous. Dangerous people. I'm joking. No, the agents are good. The people that are running that organization is terrible. So, well, the agents are just doing a job, even though I disagree with them. But the people that are running the organization is just evildoers. Evildoers. Whatever. That's a whole long story. Yeah, like, subscribe, comment, do post notifications. You can even dislike. I don't care. Whatever makes the algorithm work. And yeah, this has been Knowledgeable Podcast, episode 15. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your evenings. And, yeah, thanks. See ya.